Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So it's time to talk about the device once again that you guys love so much, the Pixel 5. A lot of you guys said, well, what's up with this Pixel 5? He doesn't even use it anymore. Sure, I use it, but reviewing a phone takes time. And you know, after I get past that 3-week, 30-day phase, it's time to switch and go to other phones to review. But the phones do get used it's in a different SIM card. And that is the case with this Pixel 5. This is the Pixel 5 Sort of Sage, directly unlocked from Google. Definitely appreciate them sending over this gift because it's a gift from Google. And I really like this device. I think that Google has hit the mark with their Pixel devices this year. Now, some people will complain about the price of the Pixel 5, saying you can get flagship phones for the same price with an 865 processor. You could. But you won't get the same experience more than likely because the best experience with Android is stock Android. Now, there are phones out there that give you a greater experience when it comes to multitasking in their Android, i.e. my Samsung Z Fold 2, tons of functionality in that device. But I think a lot of people who buy certain phones might not need all of that. And that is where Google comes in with the Pixel lineup they have currently right now. Now, again, this is the 5, and the 5 comes with a Snapdragon 765G along with the 4A 5G, which is on sale right now for $350 through Google Fi. Keep the phone for 2 months, pay for it outright, it's yours. There's a link down below if you want to get a free month as well. So this has a 6-inch display. The 4A 5G has a 6.2-inch display, and my Pixel 4 sitting over there has a 5.8-inch display. Google marked each one as they felt like they needed to give consumers exactly what they wanted. And I think with this phone right here, it comes in a different color. And now the Google 4A comes in barely blue. I think that's what it's called. It's super beautiful. This Sort of Sage, though, is absolutely just fantastic. The Sort of Sage color is eclectic and it's different. So I think that's something that you should pay attention to when you're picking a device. I know a lot of people put a case on it. I have the Google case right here for this one. This is just the ultimate case, one of them that you could get. So I feel like Google has, when it comes to pricing, because I want to talk about that first, pricing, $699, $350, and again, the 4A 5G is on sale for $350 since it's brand new through Google Fi, but regular price is $499. So you got $350, $499, and then $699. Now, a lot of people will write this phone off just because of the price. They won't even give it a chance. They'll just say, I can get this for $699, and you very well could. You very well could. I have the iPhone mini, and you know, it's an expensive device, but it has much more powerful internals. But do we really get the use of what they're selling us? And I think a lot of people don't. That's just my personal opinion. But when it comes to Google, some things you're guaranteed. You're guaranteed the best cameras on the market. For photos, at least for photos. And video has definitely stepped this game up. You're guaranteed some of the best photos of any smartphone. You're guaranteed extremely smooth and buttery smooth software with some updates. And you're guaranteed the backing of Google. You've got stereo speakers on all of these devices that they offer. I mean, some of them you have a headphone jack. The other two have headphone jacks, I believe. And I just think this is a good look. They all have the Fingerprint Reader. Something about the Pixel 5, it's that middle ground, and it's the more expensive of the three phones, but it's that middle ground, and it's a good performer. They all perform well, but you know, I don't know Google's reasoning for pricing the phones the way they priced them. If they would have done $599, $499, and $399, no one would probably have a problem. But then there's always going to be some people complaining about price. But overall, the package that you're getting with the Google 5 is actually really solid. So, cameras. Cameras, folks. Cameras. The cameras on this device, bar none, I just haven't had a Pixel device since the Pixel 2, I think it was. After the Pixel 2, all the Pixel devices, all the Pixel devices have been great, just top notch for cameras. Nothing takes better photos than Pixel devices when it comes to the still shots, the portraits. I just think, and that's just my opinion. Definitely, you definitely have your opinion on it. But when I always do these comparisons, you guys always pick the Pixel. Overall, in general, the Pixel wins. So the cameras on here, you definitely for sure are guaranteed fantastic photos and great video. So to test the cameras, I decided to just fire it up right here and shoot video of my iPhone mini in the outer box. Good video cameras. No matter which Pixel you have, this year they're all rolling tight. They all have fantastic video and photos, top notch. And I think that's a short conversation because they've already proven themselves that they are the king of cameras as far as I can see it. Now, when it comes to battery life, this is something that is always going to depend on you. You determine what your battery life is going to be. And I think that it's a big misconception that to just read the number on the battery, like, okay, this is 3185 or this is 2700, and think that it's just, you can guess what it's going to be, because your real measurement of battery should be how long you're not on the charger, not screen on time. I think screen on time is something that the tech world started to talk about, and people ran with it and said, this is the way you measure screen on time. And if you guys want to continue to do that, you're perfectly fine to do so. That's your option to do so. I have gotten away, and I still talk about screen on time. I'm gradually moving away from it though, because I'm gradually moving away from it because screen on time doesn't tell the true story of what the device is doing. So your workday probably is 8 hours for most people, or 12 for some people. Can your phone make it through that workday? That is a measure and a testament of how good your battery is for a lot of people. For me, I need to know that I can leave the house comfortably with no power banks, no chargers, no nothing, and go all day and into the next, because I don't charge my phones until they're down to like 15%, no matter what it is, unless I'm in a situation where I'm in a hotel or something. I don't know. But I generally don't charge, and I normally don't charge my phones until they are dying, 15, 20%. Then I put them on the charger and power it off. That's the best way to charge your phone. Power it off, leave it alone, and let it do, because it'll charge the fastest when doing that. It'll charge the fastest, and it'll regulate itself. It'll cool down. It'll charge really fast for the first 70% probably, and then it'll slow itself down the last 30% to really get, so the device doesn't overheat and things like that. But battery life on this device, folks, fantastic for me. Easily can pull down a day and a half. Easily a day and a half. Even on my Pixel 4a, easily a day and a half, 2 days. And still get tons of usage out of the device. So keep that in mind. It's just try it for yourself, man. Try it. You try whether or not you want to measure your battery life by the screen on time or how long you've been off the charger. Your choice. It's your choice. So the device has stereo speakers, and this time they have like a little, you can't see it, but there's no earpiece on here. Let me see here. There's no earpiece on the top of this thing. There's no cutout or anything like that. So it's coming from under the glass, and it's okay. It's not horrible at all. It's just not as loud and sounds a little different compared to a device like the 4A that uses both a top and a bottom earpiece. That's it. The stereo speakers on here sound good. And if I turn it on and put it up, next to the microphone, you're gonna say, "Oh, it sounds okay." This is one you have to kind of listen to it in person to really get the gist of, how good a battery is. Let me see if I can find a song real briefly here. You really won't be able to tell too much.
Downtown, I got that heat, let's go.
Nonetheless, the speakers aren't as loud as what I want them to be, but, they're doable for most people. This phone has a fingerprint reader on the back, which works really well. I really like it. You've got an ultra wide lens and just a regular lens. Anybody see the little face with the little dot on it? You see it. But there's so much to like about this device. And like most phones, they get lost in the shuffle sometimes if it's not on sale or the hype is over at the beginning. Anybody been watching me long enough to remember after the hype? Hashtag after the hype, if you remember that. But I just feel like the speakers on here are good. The multimedia experience is good. It's really solid. Now, let's not go without a con here. So one con I've been experiencing for the last 2 weeks or so is Wi-Fi issues. Are there anybody having Wi-Fi issues? Basically, my Wi-Fi issue is that it disconnects from Wi-Fi. Sometimes I look up while I'm on 5G. I'm like, oh, I thought I had my Wi-Fi on. And then I have to reconnect the Wi-Fi. Don't know why that is. I've gotten a couple software updates since that started to happen. And I don't know why it does that. And I actually has not done it today. But it didn't. Now, maybe that last update fixed it, but it was doing it a lot. And it was very frustrating when I wanted to be on Wi-Fi because I wanted to do an upload or something like that. But nonetheless, that's the only issue I've had with this device. People are asking about heating issues and all this other stuff. And there are no other issues on my Pixel 5 other than that issue I was having with the Wi-Fi disconnecting and reconnecting. Very frustrating, but it was happening, and that's it. So if there's any questions you want to know about the Pixel 5, did you just get your Pixel 5? Are you waiting for your Pixel 5? Which is it? It's your man Jay. I hope you guys enjoyed update on the Pixel 5. What is this? 2 months I think I've had this thing, maybe 3 almost. I don't recall. But it is awesome, and that's the most important thing. This is a good phone. The price is questionable, just based on Google's own devices. Let's be clear here. The 4A is absolutely fantastic. If you ask me, Jay, what should I get? The Pixel 4a 5G or the Pixel 5 or the Pixel 4a? I'm going to go ahead and lean you towards the Pixel 4a because, for one, it's the least expensive, and it has great cameras, great battery, and it's the same software. And it's a little bit smaller, too. It's up to you, though. But you do get good performance technically on all of them, and the only way you'll be able to measure that performance and think you're getting better performance is to put them next to each other, and most of you guys won't do that. You're just going to buy one of the phones, and you're going to move on with your day. And that's what I suggest you do. Is the Pixel 5 an option? Yes. Is the Pixel 5 Google's flagship? I say yes. Is this a flagship? I say yes. Because it performs just as well, if not better, than so-called flagships. So you determine what you want to determine about these phones, but in the end, this is a good phone. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.